Hello my friends, welcome back to SoulTree Meditation. If you are new here, welcome. You can join me regularly for content regarding meditation, energy, manifestation, and the expansion of your consciousness. This week I wanted to dive into the talk about repeating numbers, and I really wanted to expand on that a lot. I see so much content these days. I see so much content about repeating numbers, and my clients more and more are coming in saying, I'm seeing constant repeated numbers. What is this about? What does this mean? So I have a previous video that talks about this, but I wanted to take this a little bit further in regards to what this actually means pertaining to metaphysics and how this can actually benefit you in your reality should you choose to tap into it. So this video is for you if you are somebody who sees repeated numbers on a constant basis. If everywhere you turn it is 222, 444, if you're seeing these numbers everywhere you look, this video is for you. I have been living in this state for a very, very long time now, and it took me a while to fully understand what this meant in my reality. This explanation goes a little bit outside of the norm, so please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. But in my opinion, from all of my study I've done and from my experience, this is what this actually means. If you are seeing repeated numbers on a constant basis, you are seeing the outline of your hologram. You are seeing the outline of the structure of your reality. The holographic reality that each of us live in is simply a combination of numbers, math, and geometry. Okay? And when you are constantly seeing these repeating numbers, your consciousness has expanded to a point that you are now able to perceive the outline of your reality. So technically, your consciousness has expanded enough that the veil for you has become very, very thin, and you're able to see the construction of your reality, okay? It can also be taken as a guidance. If you have reached the point where your consciousness has expanded to this point, you are receiving constant guidance all the time from your spiritual guidance, and you're now able to tap into that on a regular basis. You are now aware of that guidance, okay? It was always there. It was always there for you. You were just not able to perceive it yet. You could not understand. Your consciousness hadn't expanded to a point where you were able to allow those concepts into your reality and into your understanding. And now that we're all going through this spiritual awakening, this is happening on a massive scale. But it's creating a lot of confusion. There are a lot of people who do these posts that say, oh, they're angel numbers and this is what the angel numbers mean. I really want to advise you to not listen to anybody else, okay? There's a lot of advice that says, go and Google these numbers, Google what they mean. And I'm not against any of that. If you want to go and Google answers for yourself, please do. I encourage you to dive into every single piece of information that is available to you that's going to help you master the messages that your spiritual guidance is giving you in your reality, okay? But what's going to start to happen as we move through this spiritual awakening is we're going to find ourselves living in a constant state of synchronicity. And I say that because this is happening to me, and it's starting to happen to a lot of my friends and clients, where they're not just seeing these numbers once in a while. This isn't just a cute synchronicity that shows up every now and again. It's unavoidable. It's something that they see every day, all the time. You may also find that it's going to expand beyond just numbers. So you might see license plates that say straight up words like I do. The license plates are very, very loud in my reality, okay? Or you might see a certain animal everywhere, or you might just see some sort of synchronicity that keeps repeating, okay? You can look up what these mean, but I would really advise you to only listen to yourself. Spirituality is a game of tapping into your own intuition first and foremost. You don't want to listen to what anybody else is saying to you. The reason for that is because that person is living a completely different reality than you are. So if you intuitively feel that a certain number sequence means something, or you're getting a certain message all the time, you have to trust that. You have to trust that in your reality. This is just the beginning stages of how to tap into your guidance, of how to tap into your spiritual communication. This is just the beginning of this. This is going to start to amplify faster the more that we all move into this expanded reality and these higher frequencies, okay? But basically, we are all going through a different learning hologram, which is why it's important to only listen to yourself and your own intuition, because you came down here with a specific hologram, specific lessons, and specific trajectory of goals and experiences that your higher self wanted to have here. So what you are moving through is a series of numbers and geometry and events that are all little learning holograms, and each of us have our own. That's why each of our life experience looks completely different from the next person, okay? So again, it's fine to look at external guidance, but you really, really want to listen to yourself, because what you are living in is your own learning hologram. So you really have to tap into your own internal guidance and listen to what that's telling you. That's extremely important. But the repeated numbers often are just the beginning of this, and what you're seeing is the outline of the structure, of the geometry, of the holographic reality that you yourself are living in. So this is actually very exciting. And I also want to add that if you are experiencing periods of time where you're seeing a tremendous amount of synchronicity and then it kind of tapers off and goes away, that's usually indicative of a intense frequency shift, okay? So you might just be experiencing a shift in frequency where you're literally moving from one frame of energy to another. And in metaphysics, we could argue that that is happening all the time, but during ascension, our energy is being pulled upwards. And if you're sort of finished a certain learning hologram, you might be moving on to another one, or moving on to the next step in your journey. And usually that goes along with a frequency shift. So when that happens, you could be at some sort of turning point, or you could be feeling that things are a little bit difficult. You could be at a crossroads and you're seeing these synchronicities constantly. It is because your energy is being uplifted. It is being taken to the next aspect of your experience, the next level in the game, shall we say. You're up leveling. So I wanted to make a video about this because most people are not talking about this in this way, but what is happening to all of us as a collective, collectively, our consciousness is expanding at a very fast rate, and we are actually seeing the outline of our hologram. We are seeing through the veil, and this is just the beginning of this, and that's what this is going to look like moving forward. So my advice would be to get comfortable with these number synchronicities, get comfortable with any synchronicity that you're seeing in your life, because it's only going to rapidly expand. It's only going to continue to get bigger and bigger as we move forward here. And really listen to yourself. Listen to yourself for the answers about what these synchronicities mean, because your guides are communicating with you through these synchronicities in every moment, okay? And you can't get it wrong. There's something that Esther Hicks says all the time: you can't get it wrong and you'll never get it done. So it's not to worry, but if you're seeing something on a regular basis, tap into that, because it has a message for you, okay? And it's a very exciting time to be alive. During this spiritual awakening, we are starting to realize that we are all multidimensional, metaphysical beings, and what we're living in is much like a matrix. It's a holographic reality, and you're starting to become aware of that. The more that you can tap into those synchronicities, and the more that you're noticing this happening more in your environment, the more expansive your consciousness is becoming. So that's what I have to say in regards to that. It's a little bit of a different take, a little bit of a metaphysical twist to it, but I like to add that in because understanding the metaphysics of your reality, in my opinion, is very important because it is the basis, it is the building blocks of our reality. So the more that we can understand it in that sense, the better off we're going to be in terms of navigating this awakening. So that's what I have for you today. I really hope that that helped. I really hope that that perspective helps you. I do offer coaching. Again, if you're interested in one-on-one coaching to kind of dive deeper into your own awakening experiences, you can feel free to book with me. All of the information to do so is in the description box down below. And thank you so much for joining me again on the channel, and I'll see you again on the next video. Much love.